We're here live. Swizz and Pesci. Pesci and Swizz.
Pesci and Swizz. Pesci.
Swizz and Pesci, Season 2, Episode 5. We are ready to have a good show. A lot to talk about. I'm a little down as of the events of last night. So, Pesci, let's talk about it.
So this is the first time in a minute though that they've gotten just Swizz and Pesci. So this is gonna be.
Because you already know what it is. Like that's.
It's gonna be a good one for you guys. So you want to talk about last night? You want to talk about the game?
Well,
what do you want to jump into first?
Do you have anything that you want to say to the people?
Yeah. The last time we recorded in this location, we were with our boy Colin, and I was able to express tell a story about my pops and shout him out. Shout out to my mom, for real. That's the one thing that I wanted to do for today's episode is shout out Ma Dukes,
Jamie,
for always being my go-to, my rock, just my everything. You're the only one for me. I love you, Mama. Shout out. That's the only thing I really had to say today. I'm ready to talk some sports. I got one specific topic that I've been waiting to talk about since last fucking Saturday.
Okay,
so let's go.
Before we get into that, I'm letting the people know right now, next week, we're going to be coming live on Monday instead of Tuesday because we have a very, very special guest.
Yes, sir.
The one and only up-and-coming rapper, longtime friend of mine, Busy B Love, is going to be here live on the show next Monday. We're super excited about it.
Hell yeah.
It goes Busy B Love, then we got the season finale the week after, and you don't even know who's coming on that, and it's going to be super, super exciting. I mean, Joe, this season
I can't wait.
Much better than we expected.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think the diversity in guests that we're going to be able to bring on, coming forward in the next seasons as well, it's just going to be crazy. You guys are going to get a whole bunch of good content. It's always going to be new. It's always going to be exciting. And I just can't wait to show you guys what we got in store. So, for real, I'm super excited. And Busy B, we've been trying to get him on the show for a minute. So I'm glad we were able to, finally finesse it and, make shit happen. So I can't wait. Next week, Monday, guys. Got a special episode. What you got for me today, bro? You ready to talk some sports? You got anything else you want to get off your chest?
We'll have our serious stuff at the end.
All right, cool.
But I just wanted to, right off the top, tell me about Busy. So let's get right to it. Let's go. Let's talk about the Bills game. I just want to get that out the way.
Whew, man. So
did you catch any of the game?
I watched bits and pieces of the game. I'm very upset. I was fighting with a streaming website. I was upset I didn't get to watch the Bills' final drive, and I was waiting to talk to you about it before I really went in depth of watching highlights and stuff like that. I did get to sit and watch the Bills highlights, or the game highlights. But as far as the final drive, I missed that. Man, dude, it was bad. It was bad. They could not stop the run at all. And it was at a point where there's a couple of third and longs where you're thinking all right, he's Mac Jones, he's finally going to drop back. He's finally going to drop back and pass it. And they fucking hand the ball off. And it was almost like Belichick was like, we know you can't stop us. And if you stop us on third down, we're going to punt it. And our number one defense is going to hold up and we're just going to come back and run the ball after. It was like he was confident enough to run on 3rd and 18. Specifically, that's just one play I remember. It was 3rd and 18. They hand the ball off to not Harris. Whoever the hell, I don't even know that guy's name, who they had as their second string running back last night. He was running up and down the field on Young Boys. Where's Ed Oliver? Where's he at? So you were at the game. So I want more of a, at the game insight because you get to see things that, people don't get to see on TV, due to commercial breaks, stuff like that. As far as the sidelines, what was the Bills' sidelines looking like? It was a piss poor night weather-wise, super windy. I'm going to assume it was raining and snowing, partially.
There wasn't really any rain. There was snow, which was nice. I like those type of blizzard games.
Those are always fun.
More.
Yeah.
I do want to say, shout out to everybody I sat with yesterday. We had a real good night, honestly. Me, my cousin Joey, his girlfriend Margaret, Razor, Uncle Ray, Reva, my co-coach, then my people, Root, Marco came out. He was surprised I was able to bring Marco.
There you go.
And then obviously Serena. That was the crew last night. We had a blast. A lot of shots of Crown.
Damn, kept y'all warm at the game though. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
I had a Manhattan, which never had that before. Shout out Greg Brown, made me in Manhattan.
Big Greg,
Put a lot of vermouth, he said.
Vermouth?
Vermouth.
I couldn't tell.
That's what Greg told me.
Not a drinker.
So, I was a little schmizzed last night.
As you should be.
Yeah. And
that ass whipping.
Yeah. So, we had a good time. Steak sandwiches, a tailgate, you already know, everything was great. But getting to the game, what I saw was the lack of adjustments. That's the lack of adjustments. Bill Belichick came out with 6-7 offensive linemen on the field, and we stuck with 4 D linemen.
The whole game, basically.
Yeah, there was sometimes that on third down we would switch out a DB for a defensive lineman or another linebacker, but, plain and simple, they outcoached us. I thought the defense played well. They ran the ball 49 times. They threw it 3.
He was 2 for 3 last night.
And, that fumble that Breida had, unforced, it was just a sloppy handoff or didn't secure it properly, whatever the case was.
Yeah.
But all in all, I don't think that one turnover, in a weather game like that. Yeah. Well, I'm saying it could have been a lot worse. So I can't even get mad about one fumble because they muffed a punt or it skimmed his helmet or whatever they call it.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I was watching that the playbacks because you're at the stadium, you don't get the playbacks as good as the people on TV, right?
Well, no, actually, I'm not gonna lie. For that play, they kept showing it right off the rip. So I was if they're showing it right off the rip like that, maybe they did touch him. Because from my vision, it didn't really look like it touched him.
I didn't think it touched him at first either because he put his hand up and I was like, oh no, that missed. But then it skimmed his helmet. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. So I don't think it was Josh. I don't think it was the defense.
It was definitely defense. They couldn't stop the run. You stacked the box a little bit more.
They scored 2 touchdowns, and one of them was off.
In a crappy ass weather game, in a really bad weather game, he threw the ball 3 times. He throws the ball more.
What I'm trying to tell you is, I don't think it was on the defense. I think it was the scheme. Why do we have 4 D linemen up against 7 offensive linemen? 7 is going to be 4 every time. You're looking at 4 to 5 yards every single play.
So you're saying it's coaching then?
Yeah, I'm saying Frazier. I'm saying the adjustments. Frazier didn't make no adjustments. Dable had a really shoddy offensive game plan that didn't work, and McDermott again. You knew he wasn't going to get that challenge. Sean, if you hear this ever, I don't know why, but you're known for it. You're infamous for losing challenges. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Damn, it's terrible. He low-key is, though. He is.
I've never seen the Bills. As soon as we see the red flag come out, I'm like, okay, well, we just lost the timeout.
I've never seen the Bills get a challenge, damn near, bro. I've seen it.
So I had a couple points I wanted to ask you about. So late in the fourth quarter, they went for a field goal on 4th and goal.
Yeah.
At the 15, which is a lot to get, but knowing the pace of the game and how we've been struggling so far on offense, do you think that they should have went for it there, or were you okay with the field goal attempt, which they did miss? He was kicking into the worst side of the 2 kicking, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It wasn't wide; it was just wide right, barely.
So for me, that's kind of iffy, only because the conservative in me wants to be like, no, you go for the points, and I like that. I like going for points. We do, they play, the NFL is a big league in terms of scoring. It's a big scoring league, so everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. But I like, secure the points. But what makes me you probably should have went for it on 4th down. I don't know if you saw it because you were at the game, but there was a video floating around on Facebook pregame, 40-yard field goal, kicking it into that field goal, that side of the field, completely just got upheld by the wind and just fell. It didn't go any farther than maybe the goal line, and then it just completely fell down. Yeah. So knowing that the weather conditions probably stayed the same or only got worse, maybe, that's what, like I said, what's making me think you probably should have went for it. But that's one of those do or die situations. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. He kicks the field goal there, you get the points and you call it a day. you go for it on 4th and 15 and you miss, then you're like, oh shit, you should kick the field goal.
I agree with you. That's where my head was. I'm not gonna fault the call because you got to think about it. Like you said, we haven't scored pretty much anything all game. We get this, then all we need is one more field goal.
Yeah.
As opposed to we go for it, now we have to get a touchdown. But on the other end, like you said, we would have had to make that field goal and then kick another one on that same side.
Yeah,
You know,
like
'cause it
two
was
field
the
goals.
fourth going the worst of the two ways.
Yeah, it was like 23 to 30 mile an hour winds, like almost like the whole game damn near, bro. It was ridiculous.
You know, you could have won either way with it. It wasn't like some of the other decisions he's made throughout this year. Like against Tennessee, I 100% think he should have kicked the field goal because it's a tie game. It's a fresh start OT. Coin toss is the coin toss, but it's you versus them, and I think we're a better team. So like that was too risky for me. There's been other times that he's made
that's another
shoddy decision making.
You damned if you do, you damned if you don't in that situation, and he just didn't. You know,
No,
he didn't
but
capitalize.
I think that's different because I trust Bass in regular weather. I trust Bass to kick 15 under money.
Okay, that's that's fair.
And it was at the 5 yard line. It was like
Or
within 10. So it would have been a 25, 30 yard field goal from Bass to go to OT. I'm taking that every time.
No, that's fair.
Especially with how good our defense has been this year, and I have Josh Allen at quarterback. I'm taking that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, no, I get it though.
So
it's just being aggressive and not being.
Okay, so Mac Jones throwing 3 times and then.
You gotta do what you gotta do. This is literally the definition of playing to Belichick's system. Like, he only drew up 4 pass plays, and they were able to secure the win. They are I think they're the number 1 seed in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
So they were able to secure that win. I'm not upset with him only throwing the ball 3 times. Obviously, it was terrible weather conditions. You gotta do what you gotta do to win the game. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The run game was working. What'd you say, 49 attempts? They would if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I'm saying. And you know their defense is solid. You know they have the confidence in their defense.
Like I told you last week on the show, they're leading the league in point differential.
Yeah.
The whole entire league, New England. And I felt like this game was probably the most disrespectful loss I've seen. Like, throwing the ball only 3 times and winning.
That's bad.
In our home stadium.
That's bad.
In the weather, which we're supposed to be used to.
Thriving. And I've been saying it since the fucking Colts game. Josh Allen needs to learn how to throw in this weather. If you're going to be in Buffalo, you just signed that massive contract to stay in Buffalo. You have to learn how to throw. Granted, he threw better, I feel like, yesterday than he did in the Colts game, and it was worse weather. You know what I mean? I feel like the Colts game was, still more. I don't even want to say it was a more competitive game because it really wasn't. But
You say what? We got blown out by the Colts.
Yeah, but you know what I mean though. Like throwing the ball wise, it looked like he looked better throwing in this weather than he did against the Colts. So he might be finally figuring it out. But you really got to strap up. This is what Buffalo brings playoff times. If you get home field advantage in Buffalo, you're getting snow. It's almost guaranteed. So you got to learn how to play in it, and that's a fact. And he played a little bit too much hero ball for me yesterday. I feel like with how the game was going, there was a lot of times that I watched that he didn't necessarily have to run out of the pocket. You just make a sidestep, you just make a quick adjustment moving around in the pocket. You give yourself that much more time, where as opposed to him, dropping back, running all the way out to the outside, looking for someone downfield. It's not, I think he really needs to stay in the pocket. He's a great runner, but if he stays in the pocket a little bit more, I think he gets that throwing down in the, then we see MVP caliber all season instead of the first 6 weeks.
We got our upcoming schedule. We got Tampa in Tampa,
Tough
New
game.
England in New England.
2 very tough games.
Then 3 home games against Carolina, Atlanta, and the Jets. The way I'm looking at that schedule, to me, we should finish 4-1. Right? This is just me as a Bills fan.
Okay.
Because you think those 3 home games, we should win all 3.
Mm.
We should win either New England or Tampa. If not, and I'd obviously like us to win both, but let's be real. We haven't beaten one team that has entered the game against us with a winning record yet this entire year.
That's not good.
So unless we beat Tampa or New England, I'm not putting Buffalo back in my power rankings for the rest of the year. I don't care if they beat Atlanta, Carolina, and the Jets by 40 each. I'm not doing it. I'm calling it on the show right now.
That's fair.
Pull the receipts. I'm done.
I ain't doing it
I'm
either.
done with that. I don't care if they beat Carolina 56 zippity doodah. I'm not
Zippity
putting them in there.
doodah.
I will not do it. They got to beat Tampa or New England. To me, it's beat one of those two teams, or I think you're nothing. You're nothing. Anybody can beat these backup quarterbacks. Have you noticed? We beat Houston with a backup, Miami with a backup, New Orleans with a backup. Who was the QB when we played the Jets? I don't know, but I mean, we've been beating backup quarterbacks this year.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I don't know if it's just because of the momentum of last year, but to me, if this year happened with no previous contacts, I'm looking at the Bills like I got no respect for you. What have you done? What have you shown?
If you're looking at no context,
yeah.
What have you really done this
Nothing.
year? No, you're right.
Done
you're right.
absolutely nothing this year. Beating New Orleans on Thanksgiving.
Losing to the Jags is just, that alone is just.
9-6 in nice weather. You can only put up 6 in Jacksonville in gorgeous weather. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Shoddy witness.
Shoddy witness. Man, listen. So let's get.
He said I got to put that turn ahead.
Man, listen, I'm gonna turn this joint like 6-7 times. All right. So if it bothers anybody, then what it is.
I can get down with the sideways.
Okay.
That was no me.
Listen.
Back to the left.
Now, saying everything we said about Buffalo, everything we said about the game, I want to know what your, as of right this second on the show, what is your outlook for the rest of the season for Buffalo? I'm talking record. I'm talking, do they make the playoffs? Do they win a playoff game? Where do they end up?
I think that their next 5 games, they have an opportunity to win 3 out of 5 of those games.
Yeah.
I think they're going to lose to New England. In New England, that's a very tough game. And then obviously Tampa, to anybody is a tough game. You see what they've been doing all season. But in Buffalo fashion, they might lose one of them 3 games that they're supposed to win, bro. Like, to be honest, like, we both know
like
how
they
it
lost
goes.
to Jacksonville?
Yeah, we both know how it goes. Wow.
Some
We
people
got
saying
comments?
stuff? Oh, Marcus.
I get on the comments.
No, Marcus, I was telling you. What do we got? Who's talking?
I get on the comments.
Who do I got to cuss out? Give me some.
I get on the comments, bro. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds.
No, Marcus. I want people to hear him anyway. He doesn't understand. AJ does this every week.
Okay.
Turn it up, Joe.
I got it off, bro.
FTB Kells says the game was sickening to watch.
Who? Kels?
Yeah.
Facts. Big facts.
Kels. Let me talk to my Kel.
Kels,
Kels, how do you think I feel? I was there in the freezing cold. I went right from work, came home, threw my winter clothes on, and went to the thing. I didn't get home till Whoop took me home at like 2:30, 3 in the morning. So I feel you, Kels. I feel you. What else we got, Mark?
Adam Smith says, Alan, I want to hear what y'all think.
My guy. So like I said, before, I don't know if this comment came before what I said, but I really think that he needs to stop playing as much hero ball as he does. And you guys can get that thing going, but he needs to stay his ass in the pocket. I think he's a better passer than he is a thrower or a runner. Although he's talented, he's talented. He's got good legs, bro, in terms of running. But he turns the ball over. And he fumbles. He fumbles a lot, bro. He fumbles not as much as my guy, but he fumbles a lot. Fredo, do me, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. But I think in terms of like superstar talent, Josh Allen's got it. He's got it. He's just got to figure it out. He's got the arm strength. He's got the accuracy. He's just got to figure it out. But what do you think about Josh Allen?
I'll tell you like this. Josh Allen is going to be a top 5 quarterback in this league for the next 10 years. I've said it before. I'll keep saying it. Last night's loss, not on Josh. Didn't like the offensive game plan. Honestly, why is Emmanuel Sanders out there so much over Gabe Davis? You see what happens when Davis is on the field. He's a much better blocking receiver than Sanders. He has great hands. Last year, before Sanders, when Davis was getting all that time at the wide receiver 2 on the outside with Beasley in the slot, he was making star-studded catches all year. And now this year, he plays less than 20% of offensive snaps. It's common sense to me.
Yeah, he's big.
I ranted
he's big.
to everybody else with last night after the game. I'm like, why is Gabe Davis not seeing more playing time? Because
he got their only touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just, So if you want to know about Josh, in my opinion, he told you his. I think Josh is not the problem. I think Josh is doing good. I think you're wrong about the hero ball thing because as soon as he makes a crazy play, breaks 3 tackles, and dives for a first down, he's great. We love when he does it, but then when he does it, he fumbles. Now you got to stop with the hero ball. So
Well, no,
you
but
never-
that's, but that's the same. But that's the,
damn
but
if you do,
but
damn
that's
if
the
you
same
don't.
thing. That's the same argument people have with Lamar when he gets
No.
out there and jukes people and it's all types of crazy. It looks cool and it's fucking great. Then he goes out and he fumbles the ball or he fucking short on 4th down and it's like, oh no, stay in the pocket, learn how to pass, pussy. Like what? What are
No,
you talking
that's
about?
different.
I'm not talking about the interceptions because you can talk about Lamar's.
Lamar needs to become a better passer. You're not saying you just said Josh is a great passer and he's also a great runner. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, but we're not.
Lamar needs to become a better
it's
passer.
not, we're not doing a comparison of the two. We're
You just said.
we're comparing the narrative, the fact like that you said that when Josh Allen does something crazy with his legs, it's like, oh no, it's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. But when he doesn't, it's like, no, you just stay in the pocket. It's the same narrative that you have with Lamar, bro. When he goes out and does crazy ass shit with his legs, it looks cool, it's nice, like oh yeah, I give him his credit. And then when he goes out and he does the crazy shit with his legs and he fumbles it, then it's that narrative where it's like, no, he's a bum, he's a bum, he's a bum.
Okay, Marcus, what else we got?
X says they scored 1 time, and that game is on Josh Allen and the offense.
Thank you.
Okay,
I think it's more on the defense, but
Xavier, baby, you're my guy. Shout out to Xavier, but
big fat shout
stop.
out Xavier.
Can you just stop it? Can you just stop it? Because you always on that hating every time. Like, just stop. It was not on Josh. Okay, X, if you're even still live
guy.
and you
My
tune
God,
back
I
in,
love
can you
it.
please
I love it.
re-comment
My
and
God.
watch him out?
Bro,
Can you re-comment and tell me that you really believe that wasn't Daboll's game plan and it was strictly Josh and the offensive players? Because that game plan was shoddy. But, why does Moss get in the game and plays the whole third quarter at running back when he was a scratch last week and he's got like 6-7 carries in the third quarter?
Yeah,
That's on Josh and the offense?
That was questionable. They said
Rita fumbles the ball.
They were gonna scratch him. They were gonna scratch him yesterday too. I
So,
saw before the game that
There was a lot of just shoddy decision making from the coaching staff. Marcus, what else we got?
Lucas Sekarutsky,
Sekatarsky, my young boy.
he says hi.
My boy Lucas.
Shout out, Luke.
Yo, Joey, I gotta tell you, Lucas was talking to me today about a lot of different ideas for the show.
Yeah?
I might have to talk to you about it off air
Yeah,
because
let's do it.
Lucas definitely looking out. So, what else? What do you got, Kirk? We straight?
Grace Matta says if we didn't drop the ball as much, it would have been okay.
Shout out Gracifer. That's a fact. But nah, it definitely the drops. Oh god, well Knox had 2.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did they say?
If we didn't drop the ball as much, we would have been okay.
So me and Grace worked together, and we specifically talked about Knox's 2 big drops last night. So I think that's what she's referring to. You were there. What do you have to say? What do you have to say?
Well, okay, the one in the end zone, the guy was all over him.
Okay.
Before the ball was thrown in the air and when it got there, that dude was all over him.
I didn't see it. I saw the second one.
Waist,
I saw the
had the
second
arm
one.
hooked.
Yeah.
So, it'd be nice if Knox came up with it, but honestly, I thought that was a missed call by the refs, not going past interference. Or even before the ball's thrown, the defensive holding, he was all over him in the end zone. So, drops will lose you games.
What about the second one? That big 3rd down that he dropped, or was it 4th down that he dropped?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, I'm
The
telling
only
you.
one I can think of that he dropped was that one in the end zone. I mean, if you're saying there's another, I believe you. But.
No, I was watching the highlights yesterday, and I want to say it was 4th down. It was like 4th and 4 or some some short shit. And he fucking dropped it.
Wait, was that in the middle of the field?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because again, the dude took him off his route and grabbed his waist before the ball got there, and he was a step slow.
Yeah. Well, because
The contact was before he had his one hand.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is he would have got. I thought that was a good ball. Maybe he could have been a little bit shorter, but I thought it was a good ball. And the dude hit him off his route 10 yards down the field. You can't do that.
All right. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I thought there was a lot of blown calls in terms of Knox specifically.
Yeah.
But the refs didn't, lose us that game. It's just those two specifically to Knox and drops. There was a lot of contact on both those throws. At least one of them should have got called. If not, pass interference, defensive holding. Mark?
Then you got Al says game plan offense, trash. Gameplay defense, also trash.
Al Smithy?
Yeah.
Smithereens? He said the offense game plan was trash and the defensive game plan was trash?
He
Defensive
said,
game plan
he said
was
game
trash.
plan on offense, trash. Gameplay defense, trash.
Gameplay defense?
Those were his words. It might have been autocorrect. but-
Yeah, it might have been all correct. Like we said, you're 100% right. I didn't like the game plan on either side of the ball. And not only did I not like the game plan, is I don't like the fact that this is what Belichick does best, is makes those adjustments out of halftime.
Yeah.
Okay, you see it's not working, you see they're not throwing the ball, so why is it that you came back out with 4 D linemen lined up down? If it's me, I'm having 1 safety, and then enough corners for whatever receivers are out there, which was usually 1 or 2.
I was
and
saying,
having all
everybody else is
D
in the box.
linemen and
Everybody in the
linebackers
box,
just stacked in there.
Yeah, no,
And
that
if
is
you
a
like
fact.
that one time we got burned for the long touchdown run. Okay, it happens.
But even then, though, like he it wasn't outside. You talking about Harris's big at 68 yard or 63 yard,
Yeah,
whatever?
the touchdown.
Bro, he hit it right up the middle. You stack the box, it's fucking money. Like
Yeah.
they stopped that. They didn't have. Well, I want to say, well, I don't know. One of the inside linebackers had the A gap, and there was just nobody there.
And
he
Hyde was
right
right
through
through the, like
gone.
the safety blanket, and he like
got lost in
he
what
moved
coverage.
up, and then
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But
Everybody should have been playing up in that game last night for me. Like everybody should have
at least
been playing up.
when you come out of the half.
Yeah, maybe no,
Because
you're
you
right.
see
Not
what's
in
happening.
the first half, but no, like I think he only had 1 attempt in the first half. The second 2
And that pass was not even a good pass. It was a great
it
catch
was
by
a
John.
phenomenal catch, but not. It was a terrible throw. But
So
yeah,
great job, Mac Jones.
yeah.
And then he followed up with 3 passes. They threw 3 passes, and then he said, "We threw 30 times. Makes no sense at all in this weather, especially when Josh isn't throwing it like that."
But this goes back to the Bills not having a run game, though. If you have a stronger run game, he doesn't have to throw the ball 30 times. The Bills need to get their run game figured out, whether it's Moss, Barea, Singletary. If you got to get Swiss Waz out there with some fucking pads around, I don't know what y'all got to do, but the Bills need a running game. And, like, if you can't tell me after last night's game that they don't, bro, because if you have a better running game, you have a better shot to win that game.
Can I just tell
Josh
you?
Allen doesn't have to throw the ball 30 times like you said.
You know,
have
30 is like low for him, right?
but in that weather, though,
I know.
I mean that's normal. 30's like normal for any average
Usually he's
quarterback,
throwing like 40,
35,
40
40.
plus.
Yeah.
But
But in that weather, no, you don't throw the ball 30 times. bro.
okay, but are you coming it down to the running backs, the offensive line, or the scheme in terms of getting the running game better? What are you saying that needs to improve? Because it's not the running backs, and I'm not going to sit here and let anybody keep telling me that it's Singletary. Singletary was not the problem. Singletary made some good plays last night. There was no holes to run in.
So
There was
it's,
no holes.
It's a mix of the backs and the linemen. Then I feel like the scheme is valid. Maybe not for yesterday specifically, but I've always liked Dable's scheme in terms of what they go out there with because they try to have a running game. It's not like they don't try.
No. This game they tried because the weather. But if you look at previous games, I told you there was games many times this year where running backs would, out of all 3 of them, would have combined less than 10 carries between 3 running backs.
So then
That's not trying to have a running game.
okay. So then that in those games it's scheme. But when you have a running game, it's a mix of all 3. I can't necessarily because I don't personally like. Their running back core, like Barea and Moss, are trash. They're trash. Barea can go out there and make decent plays every once in a while, but like we saw yesterday, fumble the ball early. It was
Okay.
bad. So Singletary, I'll give you that it's your guy. We watched him at the Colts
Swiss
game.
pick.
He had he had his moments in the Colts game, so I get to see him live. So I have a different feel for him now, but I don't think that any of them, even put together all 3, are game changers in terms of the running game. When Josh Allen's your leading rusher almost every other game, every 3 games, whatever the case may be, that's not valid. That's not valid.
Until I'm blue in the face, I'll be having this conversation, so that's fine. Mark, are we caught up?
Al added one more thing saying coaching doesn't let the run happen whatsoever. The line couldn't support any runner in the league.
That's 100% correct. We haven't had a good offensive line in terms of run blocking. I think that our offensive line is actually pretty decent pass blocking when they're all 5 out there healthy. Like we didn't have Feliciano. We got Spencer Brown back, but we didn't have Feliciano.
Feliciano's
Bakker.
good. He's
Bakker is
huge.
just
Yeah,
not a
he's
starting
huge.
offensive lineman. And what else did he say? He said, and then just I just can't. I can't talk about the running backs anymore because I'm blue in the face talking about how much I love Singletary. I think he's elusive. I
But
think he always makes the first man miss.
it's not working though.
And
At what
it's
point
not
do you
working
say
because
it's
there's
not
no
working?
holes. There's no holes. You can't, like, how many times yesterday he ran the ball and at the line of scrimmage, he's just like trying to find something and you get tackled. I mean, it's
You
not
go
like he's
and
hitting
get-
a hole.
You go and get linemen though, like you draft linemen.
Oh, we
you
absolutely
sign
need to
linemen,
address-
whatever the
we
case
need
may
to
be.
draft a guard in
But
early
if
rounds
they
this
have
year.
a chance to upgrade in terms of running back, I feel like the Bills should. I feel like absolutely, if the offer's on the table in terms of a free agent, if they get a call like, yo, let me get a second round pick and we'll send you fucking James Conner, whatever the fucking case may be, you know what? Like it's just. I feel like they definitely you know what you wouldn't want James
Okay.
Conner. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Shut the fuck
Alright,
up.
we're
We're not moving after this. We're not right now. James Conner, Devin Singletary.
I'm taking Devin Singletary.
Shut the. All right. I'll see you guys. There's no fucking way. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What? That's just him talking out of his ass.
No, it's not.
That's just him talking.
No, it's not. I stand by that.
That's just him talking out of his ass, guys.
When James
I
Conner
don't believe
wasn't
a
doing
word-
shit
I don't
last
believe
year.
a word he said. I don't believe a word he says.
That's why. Okay.
A word he
So-
says.
Just real quickly, because I want to get this out the way.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a fantasy update because this is the last week before we go into playoffs, and it's pretty crowded in terms of who's gonna make it. I will say that Joey is not one of those people who could possibly make it.
It's alright.
But
That's
that
alright. We
being
knew
said,
that
Joey,
early.
I will
We knew
give
that
you
early.
your 30 seconds or a minute of just straight gunning. So go.
I'm not gonna violate Swizz only because I love this man. He is my brother. But I said it last week, and I believe I said it the week before. I'm not making playoffs, but I'm coming for everybody's playoff hopes. Your boy Pesci has now won his last 3 fantasy football games, and I'm pumped. I might have lost the first 6, but we finishing strong. Stack is me and you for the last spot, and I promise you.
Well, not only
It
Stack,
ain't me. It ain't me. Who else is it? Who else is contending?
Byron and Adam are all 3 of those guys are 5 and 8.
Okay, so I'm coming. As long as I ain't last, I don't care because I had a
So you
shit
have
start to
a
the
chance.
season. So I'm okay with not coming in last. Anything else above last, I'm just happy about.
So let me just get it out.
Violated his shit though. Fucking violated his shit. It was bad. It was bad. Okay, that's for week 1. That's for week 1. Thank you. Thank you. End your playoff hopes. I hope you lose next week. Who you got next week?
Garen.
Oh, yeah, you're fucking losing.
I could have said anybody, and people like, yeah.
Bro, Garen's fucking. We talk
Okay.
about Garen every fucking week about his easy ass wins he comes by.
That's Marco. But let's go into it. So the buys are already locked up. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Gordy has the buy for the NFC. Marco got the buy for the AFC. That's done. The 3 seed is Nazi Wazi right now at 7 and 6. Garen's got the 4 seed at 7 and 6. Devin has the 5 seed at 6 and 7. I'm sneaking in the 6 seed with 6 and 7 right now, right? So I have a huge game against Garen. Now I want to see right now the schedule for these 3 other teams that are on the bubble. So Byron is playing Adam. So
Okay.
no matter what, one of those guys is going to have 6 wins.
Yeah.
Okay? So whoever wins that, the tiebreaker is points 4. So I have 1,700 right now. If Adam wins, I have the tiebreaker on him and Byron. So either way, I have the tiebreaker on points
Okay.
by like 70 plus. So
Alright,
I'm pretty
so you got
much
that.
safe on those tiebreakers. Stanley, on the other hand, though, Stackman is playing
Shout out Stagman.
Devin.
Whoa.
Okay, and in terms of the tiebreaker, Stackman, where is he? Stackman has 1,700 as well. So me and him have the same.
Mhm.
So just depending on the week, he could have the tiebreaker on me, and Devin has the tiebreaker on me right now.
Yeah.
So it could go any way. Any of these teams can make it. The only teams that are eliminated from playoffs is you.
That's fine. Like I said, I don't care.
Pesci's out, folks.
I'm
He's
coming.
out. He's
I've been out for the
weeks.
last 3 weeks. They
Weeks.
already fucking know about
Disgusting.
it. He's just mad because he got violated.
I did get violated. I got abused.
He lost.
I got abused.
He lost, and I had 3 offensive players left. Playing the
Marcus,
last
we're good
week's
on
game.
we're good on comments. Okay.
All right, what you got next for me?
This is what I got for you.
All right.
All right, now we're going to get to our serious stuff.
He's prepared.
We're going to get to our
Mark it
serious
down.
stuff.
2 weeks in a
Mark,
row.
what are we for time? It shows it in the corner, right?
36.
36? Oh, that's it? I thought we were more than that. Okay.
Good.
So we're going to get into some serious stuff now.
Okay.
All right?
Are we moving off of sports?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes, you have a topic we have to talk about before anything else.
I have one specific topic that I want to talk about. It was a fan requested topic, but it's something that I wanted to bring up to Swizz anyways and ask him if we could talk about it on the show. But because my cousin Isaiah, shout out, requested that we talk about it, it's definitely something that I wanted to get to.
Play clock.
So forgive me for not keeping up with college football. I don't know the quarterback's name that did this, nor do I know the college that he played for. But it was floating all over social media over the weekend. A quarterback had the ball. He was in the pocket. He dropped back. He didn't like what he was seeing, so he flushed out.
He did a little fake like this, right?
And he did the fake slide. And the fake slide got at least 4 defenders. Now, for me, I think that move should be fucking blackballed. Like, that move should not be allowed in the league at all. In the league, college, whatever level of football, it should not be allowed. I think that it's a great concept in terms of, elusiveness and being able to get fucking boogie with it. But how fucking cheat is that, bro? Because once they slide, they're giving themselves up. So if you fake a slide, if you go down like you're about to slide as a defender, I'm automatically letting up because anything after this, I'm getting a 15-yarder because you gave yourself up. Yeah. So the fact that, I'm looking at it from the defender's point of view. Yeah. In terms of offense, I think that's crazy. I think get boogie with it all day. That is a dope-ass move in terms of offense. But, if you're looking at defensively, it's super OP, and I really don't think that it should be allowed. But I don't know, how do you, your
judgment call. It has to be a judgment call.
Yeah. Well, you're you're the coach, you're the ref. What do you think, how do you think that they can, analyze that?
It's a judgment call. If the ref, if somebody, you know what I'm saying? You could tell, the move, if you're doing a fake slide. And if they do it, you blow it dead and call it, because like you said, it's not like everybody's doing it, so it's not a problem yet.
Yeah.
That's how everything
But
starts.
that was the first time I've ever seen it, and it was clean. It was super, super clean.
Yeah.
It was super clean.
There's a difference between a juke, if you fake kneel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's different because it's not a safety issue, fake kneeling. It's strategy. The whole reason for the QB slide is for safety. Yeah. So if you're going to fake it, then you're taking advantage of the rules. So now we might as well just let people light you the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's not. They don't want that. No league wants that. That'd be
cool
to watch. I don't cool to watch. But yeah, no, you don't want that. Yeah. So, but now you know what you gotta do though. Next game, you gotta get boogie with it. You got your boogie.
Well, I'm only playing in touch leagues right now, so nobody's trying to light me up right now.
It don't matter though. You fake the slide like you about to slide down, and you good.
Just slide for no reason.
Yeah, bro. Just see if it gets anybody. Fuck, because they gonna touch you anyways. They gonna get your ass with the 2 hands anyway. So
speaking of which.
He said, I gotta do it.
So, I'm playing on 2 teams right now. I'm playing on a Division I Avengers team, Tony squad. Shout out Tony G. He picked me up to play QB for them this session. For Miles Sports, that's a league name. Ran by Mike D'Amico. And I'm playing for the D2. I played for them last session too. It's Adam Grigori's squad. Shout out AG.
AG, my guy.
Apocalypse squad. And first game, 5 o'clock came. I played QB for the Avengers for Tony's squad in the upper division. We lost. I think we lost maybe by, 15, 20 points.
Okay.
Offense was decent. I think I threw 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. So, it could have been better, but.
So we're going to count 4. He said he got 4 in the first game, guys.
So then, then the second game comes and it was a Division II team supposed to play because it goes D1, D2, and so on and so forth for all the time slots. So the team they were supposed to play didn't show up. So some of our guys were like, yeah, we'll scrimmage you guys. And you know me, I'm always trying to get work. Yeah. So I said, yeah, I'll stay and play because I had a game at 8 o'clock anyway. So we played, and this was what I wanted to shout out is, so for my game, one of my longtime friends who I've known since I was a freshman in high school, Imani, pulled up to watch me play in the game. She came with some of her family. So they were watching the game hyped, because it was her cousin and her brother. And they both were like, talking to me about sports, real cool people, shout them out too. But they were like, yeah, can we play? And I was like, sure. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Imani, her cousin, and her brother all played along with just a few of the team from Avengers, like me, Tony, Shakur, Sierra played a little bit, Red. So a few of us, right? Mm-hmm. And we scrimmaged that team. We ended up winning, I think 60 to 50. It was a shootout, and they came back a little bit. Yeah, we ended up closing it out. I think we won by 10, 15 points. And I probably threw 7 or 8 touchdowns, and I threw a couple more picks.
I don't even got the hands for that, young boys. I was going to try and give y'all an estimate.
You got something?
He told me what I had.
Yeah, on the topic of the QB slide stuff.
Okay.
Isaiah Morrison said,
Wow.
so you're saying they would catch you too. He's like, but I do believe that if someone gets hurt, then they will address it because I think it's fair play, Cuzzo.
No, I can see it from both sides. I can see it from both sides because, like I said, offensively, I think it's a great, get Boogie with it.
Yeah.
I think it's a great move. But, defensively and then where the league's headed at in terms of safety, I would shy away from it. But it's definitely a great move. He definitely got Boogie with it, and I love it.
No, it's like I said, you can take advantage of it at first, but once people start catching on and it starts happening and being a problem, then they'll probably address it at that point.
But he said though, fair game. I think at that point, fake slide, you're fair game.
Oh, in terms of a hit?
Yeah. Fair game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're setting
fair
yourself
game.
up to you're taking advantage of the rule. They're gonna have to find a way to say either blow it dead.
Yeah.
A judgment call, blow it dead, or like you said, just let them hit him again. Which sucks because it is a safety thing, but at the same time,
it's football.
It is what it is.
It's football.
So shout out Zay. And then after that game, I had my game with Adam's team. We lost 54-44, but I want to shout them out because we've been really struggling on offense with that team and scoring 44 points. We definitely had a much better offensive performance. So both teams, keep your heads up. We haven't won no games yet. Both teams are 0-4.
It's all right, though.
We do have some talent, and
When
we're definitely making progress.
When you got this guy as your leader, the wins are coming. The wins are coming. He's gonna light a fire under somebody's ass sometime soon, and that's a fact. That's just a fact.
You should have seen TJ. TJ called when he went into the huddle. TJ, if you ever see this, TJ came in the huddle. He says something. He was like, "Ant, just throw it to me if I'm hip with him."
If I'm hip there,
So besides giving a play, we're doing that. Go right. We get to the line. 1, 2, 3. Aired it out. TJ over the top touchdown first.
Yeah, we're
at our own 10, the whole distance of the field, and we just caught it over the top. Nice.
Do they keep up with your yards? I'd love to.
I wish.
I was gonna say,
I want to get somebody to go and keep track of my stats for me.
I'd love to see you fucking how many yards you're throwing for. If you're throwing 17 touchdowns in 3 games, guys. That's what I had the 404. He told me he threw 17 tubs in 3 games, so I thought he was gonna go into it. But
yeah, it was 6 picks, 17 touchdowns, something like that.
I wasn't gonna bring up the picks, baby. They
Well,
don't gotta
I'm not
go. He's 17 and 0. Fuck the 6 picks. Those didn't happen. It's flag football. Fuck it. 17 tubs that happened though.
Okay.
My God.
So now that we addressed the QB slide, the 2 serious things I want to talk about is first off, we all grow, we all get raised by a village. It takes a village to raise anybody. That's usually the way it is. And I can definitely attest to that. My parents and my relationship was whatever it was, but my aunt, Mimi, my Uncle Ray, Uncle Johnny, even though he lives in Vegas, he always, looked out for us and took care of us. And everybody, the cousins, everybody, but especially my grandparents. My grandparents fed us, took care of us, everything. Everything I could ask for from grandparents, they did that times 1,000. And especially in terms of becoming a man, my grandfather really taught me a lot. And I had real bad anger management growing up, and I feel like I don't have that anymore. I can't, people who hang around me could speak on it, but I think that I've really grown out of that.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of that was because my grandfather would teach me just life lessons, how to be a man, how to carry yourself, having respect for people even before they give you respect. And, he's getting old, and especially after just losing my grandfather on my father's side, I'm appreciating him more. So I just wanted to say, happy birthday, Poppy. He's turning 89 on Thursday.
Birthday.
You know, he really is very special to me. So shout out to Poppy. You know.
Shout out Poppy, like, you know, just to give you guys like just a background of us growing up. You know, his grandparents, shout out both of them because they really took me in, you know, as part of the family as well. You know, his grandma, just whether it was feeding my fat ass as a kid every other fucking day or coming in fucking, Joey, what the fuck do you, or, you know, what do you got in your ears? What do you got in your ears? You know, always roast me about my jewelry or when I got tatted up. You know, she, you know, would mention the tattoos, but, you know, shout out to Swizzy's grandparents, Nani and Poppy, for real, because, you know, they made me feel like I had another home away from home, for sure. And, you know, we're going to go see Poppy on Thursday, damn near. I know you're
We're having a birthday dinner.
Yeah, I'm going to have to slide through.
But you know what? And it really, like, they made my childhood so much better than what it could have been, honestly.
Oh my God, bro.
know?
If you didn't have your grandparents, bro, like, it would, I don't even want to talk on it. But yeah, absolutely.
They really were like a safe place. And
Right
Poppy
on.
we remember we used to always joke, Poppy knows the lesson 2,462, all the sayings Poppy used to give us, all the lessons. Like,
But it
really does resonate.
Yeah.
Like, Poppy taught me so much. And that's why seeing him get old and start to, you know, things start to change, like, it definitely has an effect on me.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm trying to be positive and just appreciate him while he's here.
That's all you can do, man.
You know, Thursday, I can't wait just to be there, have dinner, and just anything. Just the man he really is so solid. And again, Poppy, love you. And I want to stop saying when we're on these shows, like, because I did public speaking in college, and like that's one of the worst things you can do. So I'm kind of getting better, but I'm gonna keep working
I
at
was
it.
gonna say it's hard too. It's hard.
Yeah,
too.
it's 'cause
like,
you're
you
so
don't have a
used to
script
saying
like
it.
in
Yeah.
front of you and stuff. It's hard to float around. That's all right.
A quick shout out, DG Dom. He just there it is. See,
It's all right, bro. It's all right.
he's got a song dropping, a single that you guys gotta look out for. December 17th.
Him and Bankroll and OG Nike.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, December 17th, dropping on all platforms. Till Nike Free is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hyped to hear it.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I really can't wait for his EP.
Yeah.
He said, what was the EP drop? It was January the 7th?
7th, I think.
Yeah, January the 7th, his EP drops. And that's what I'm really excited for. I know, you know, I've listened to a couple of OG Nike songs. I know, you know, them boys are going to go hard on the single, but I definitely can't wait for him and Bankroll's EP. That shit's about to go crazy.
Yeah, DG Dom.
Shout out
Huge
to
supporter
DG
of the
Dom.
show. We had him on last week.
Hell yeah.
Definitely appreciate everything he does. Also, again, I hate to be sad today with the Bills loss and now this, but the reason I'm wearing this today is because yesterday we lost a good man. He's the only person in my entire life that truly had confidence in me as a quarterback. Was me playing for Coach Dave, passed away yesterday, super young. I mean, it was totally unexpected. And when I found out the news, I was devastated. I only known him for the last 2-3 years. I only played semi-pro for 1 year and some change.
Mm-hmm.
But every week when I was doubting myself because I'm playing against some of the best people and practicing with this great team, and everyone's outsizing me, and he just kept telling me, be patient, be patient, be patient. He's like, I see it in you. You have it. You can do it. Learn. Be patient. When I could have just went to the first practice, saw how good everyone was and how much bigger they were than me, and I could have just never came back.
Yeah.
But he saw something in me, and that's always stuck with me that, no, I do have something. I can play at a high level. And he was a good man. He actually met my Aunt Mimi. It was we had a preseason game for my 21st birthday. And on my birthday. So Aunt Mimi came to the game, and he introduced himself to them and
that's dope,
spoke highly of me. So
yeah.
Dave, rest in peace.
R.I.P. I didn't get to meet him, but R.I.P.
Honestly, condolences to Gina and the rest of the family too. Dave was rock solid as a coach, as a person, as a friend. we would just talk so many times because, with quarterbacks, they're standing with the coach. So me and him would stand while, like, the other quarterbacks are in rotation. And he would talk to me about baseball. His son was a real good athlete. He played college sports and high school sports. Right. And he would just talk to me about baseball, football, everything. And, so it was sad news to hear, but I'm definitely grateful for everything that he taught me and having that confidence in me. Because being 5'6.5", not no quarterback's 5'6.5".
Yeah,
so, not that I got any burn because I only played 1 year. Who knows what would happen if I kept playing, whatever. But this is my jersey from the 1 year I did play. So
shout out the Mustangs.
Yeah, shout out Mustangs forever.
Yeah, well, I mean, bro, that just shows you like the effect that coaches have on people. Like for me, my football coach, in high school, like he just had such a huge and positive impact in my life that, made me want to, go out and inspire other people. Damn near, he just came to practice every day, happy as hell to be there. No matter, we was getting blown out. My senior year, we was getting blown out by 40, and he was coming in happy as hell, just playing techno music. Shout out Techno Tuesday, all the tech guys you don't know. But that's just the impact that a coach can have on you is huge, and that's just it's unfortunate to hear what happened, but you at least had somebody that lit that fire on you. He was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't. You had somebody that was like, you can do it, and put that faith in yourself. You're like, no, I can do it. I can go out and do this shit.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to me the relationship you can build with a coach. So
yeah.
But yeah.
You got anything else to say to the people?
Man, this is the now 3rd week in a row. I'm waiting for the response. I'm waiting for the response. Kendrick Perkins. Get me on ESPN and I'm straight violating any sport, any topic, any debate, anything you want. I'm straight violating your shit. Swear to God. 3 weeks in a row. And I'm going to call you out every week until I hear something back. That's a fact. I'm about to start sending him little clips of this in his Instagram. What's up? Get me on there. But nah, other than that, I'm good. Did you want to do a check-in? Check-in with the people? So, we do the weekly check-ins, mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually. I'm feeling great.
I like that because I noticed that. I was thinking, boy.
Yeah, life has been, this year sucked. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, this year absolutely sucked ass. I experienced a lot of downfall, a lot of change in my life, a lot of ups and a lot more downs. But the last month, I've been riding a pretty, decent roller coaster, and it's been getting better. And I just feel great. Financially, I'm about to take a hit. I'm not going to tell y'all why. Y'all going to see why. But, that's, the money will come back. That, it is what it is.
We know that.
But, yeah, I feel great. So, and just real quick before Swizz gets into it, Jenna, she reached out to me and she just told me that, she was looking forward to today's episode. She said that she doesn't know anything about sports, and when she first started watching, she said she used to skip through the sports stuff just to get to the end, and she said that now that she's a weekly watcher, basically, she listens to the sports stuff because we're just that entertaining. She don't mind sitting through it even though not knowing none of it. But she watches out, for the last part. And again, I said it last week, if you guys ever need any advice, anybody to talk to, hit us up because this is what it's for. Swizz says it all the time. If you can't talk to your peoples, who can you really talk to? And, as a viewer, you are our peoples, for sure. So feel free to ever, if you ever need anything, like I said, just anybody to talk to, whatever it is, hit us up. But Swizz, mentally check in. How you feeling? This guy. How you feeling? I want to hear. How you feeling?
I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm not great. I'm not great mentally. I don't know. You've been calling me out on it since last week. Mm-hmm. But I'm going through something. It's just those inner demons that, I can't really even explain. I can't describe. I think that I'm coming out of it, though. I really do. Mm-hmm. Especially on Tuesdays I always feel better because we have these conversations.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm coming out of it. But if I had to be real, I would say mentally I'm like a 5'6".
We gotta get that up. We gotta get that up.
Physically, I'm 7'8". I want to get back into it. I've been so busy, and like I said, when your mental health's not right, you don't have that want to go get yourself right. So I haven't been going to the gym as much, so I got to get back on that. Financially, it's getting better. I went from I think I was a 4'5". I'm like a 6'7" now.
Good.
I'm starting
That's
to
good.
save a little bit more. Stop spending so much money on
Great.
stuff. So emotionally, man, my emotions. I got some crazy emotions going on right now with some things. So
It'd be like that though.
you know, so like I won't even put a number on that because there's good and bad. So you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of good things that are you know on top of the bad. So I'm all right though, man. If I wouldn't have you in my corner, bro, like man, I'd be a lot worse off. So
Yeah,
I'm definitely grateful to God that I got you and we're doing this show and everybody who watches, we're all a family, like you said. So
It's a big fact.
so
It's
is
a big
it
fact.
Passion and Swizz.
We do it.
DG Dom is coming out with the theme song. AJ said it, now
The
it has
theme
to
song,
get done.
That is a fact.
So
That is
that's
a fact. Watch
DG
out for the theme
Dom's
song for sure.
Next chore after the EP drops is the Swizz
Swizz
Passion
Passion
theme song.
theme song.
Season 3 DG, we want it.
Facts. The people, they want it. But we'll close it off today, guys. Just with a real quick, you know, just because Swizz, he didn't do the normal how he does it, but we'll real quick shout out the Gravy Gamblers.
Gravy Gamblers! The Gravy Gamblers.
Swizz and Pesci, Pesci and Swizz.